Yeah, hey everyone, this is Dwayne again with Good Works Auto and Dwayne's Diagnostics. And I am back to trying to analyze this waveform of the relative compression waveform that I took earlier on that '03 Ford F250 Super Duty 6.0 Powerstroke Turbo Diesel. And actually noticed some differences here in this waveform than the other relative compression waveforms I have of some gas vehicles. But I can show you. My camera's kind of wigging out here. But I can show you some of the stuff I found that's different on this waveform. Um, but if you see, that's what the waveform looks like normally. That's what it looked like when I took it. But if I go up here and kind of stretch it out a little, well, I'll go back here. Well, you see it's those humps are like kind of like nice triangle shapes, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Kind of, kind of sharp, somewhat triangle looking shapes. But then if I stretch them out a little, they kind of start to round. Here. And then if I stretch them out a little more, they really round. And then they have this dropout here on each one. Little dropout there right before it starts to build back up compression. There's a little dropout. And yeah, my phone might not make it through this video, but I'll show you what's going on with these other waveforms. Got some other waveforms, but they're actually waveforms of vehicles that actually had compression problems. So they're not known good waveforms. But this was on a '09 Expedition, I think it was. And you can see like the triangles are kind of like nice and sharp, up and down, up and down. There's no dropouts in there, except for these dropouts down here, which I'm not even sure what those are. This truck had timing problems on it, and I think VVT problems on it. So I think that is what's causing these dropouts down here on it. But if you notice the triangles, they're kind of nice triangle shape. Just, goes up, down, up, down, up, down. And if I stretch it out, same thing, just up, down, up, down. It doesn't curve. It has these weird dropouts here, which I'm not sure what those are. I didn't try to figure those out. So I'll show you another waveform. And these are all on gas vehicles, not diesels. And this one here is actually on my personal car. It has timing problems on one bank, and I should be able to show that to you on this waveform. But you see the nice triangles, you know, up and down, sharp triangles. There's no dropouts or anything, just up and down, no dropouts. You can see every other one is low. That's from the bank that has the timing problems. It's causing low compression on one bank. But if I stretch these out, still, you know, nice triangles, no dropouts. Stretch them out again, same thing, just up and down, no dropouts. Let's show you one more. And this is on an Expedition. They actually did have one dead cylinder right here. You can see it. Same thing over here. But you see the nice clean triangles. And stretch it out. Still nice clean triangles, no dropouts. So, but if I go back to the diesel one, you'll see the difference now. Enlarge these. But yeah, you see the dropouts. And they come down, and then they kind of start to build compression, it looks like, back up right here, but then they totally drop out right here. And then they build compression back up, hits compression, boom, goes back down, and then they kind of gradually come back up, and there's a dropout right there. And then they come back up. So I'm not sure exactly what the dropout is. I mean, it could be the injectors. I don't think so, because on the other waveforms, on the other video I did, showed you where it looked like the injectors were firing. So I don't think this is injectors, but it could be. I'm not experienced at analyzing diesel waveforms, or really super experienced at analyzing waveforms at all. But I'm thinking what this is probably, I would say, the intake valve is open. And I don't know if these engines have like one or two or multiple valves, or how they fire, you know, if it's just one cylinder firing at a time, or there's multiple cylinders firing at a time. But you know, for it to start ramping back up the amperage, and then for it to just drop out, that's like that cylinder is losing compression, which the only way I could think of that it would lose compression is like through the piston rings, or through the valves. Like a valve is opening, which to me it would make sense. This would be an intake valve opening, you know, right before the compression stroke. And then it compresses that air up to here. Then it fires the injector, then boom, you get the power stroke. But I don't know. I don't know how to analyze these waveforms. I mean, this could be an exhaust valve for all I know. But something I noticed here is on that one cylinder, this cylinder here that has the lower compression. If I measure this, if I measure one of the other ones, and then measure the one with the low compression, there's about a, I don't know, 25 or 30 amp difference. I don't know if you can read that. 176.7 amps between the peak of this cylinder down to where the amperage drops. 176.7. And we measure that one with the lower compression, it's about 159 right there, it says. So that doesn't seem like much of a difference. About 16.7 amps, I think that is. But if you measure them up here, it's about 25 amps, 24.74 amps. So about a 25 amp difference. And if I scroll here across the screen, you'll see all the other ones are about the same. Till we get to that low one. So there has to be something mechanical there going on for the amperage on that low one not to build up to the same height, to the same amperage as these ones. There's something mechanical going on that cylinder to cause it to have lower compression. You know, the amp clamp's not going to lie and the scope isn't going to lie. So there has to be something mechanical going on with that cylinder. And if you look, you can see the dropout on it right here. The dropout on it right here is, you know, it drops out a lot more than these other ones are doing. See, the other ones are all staying about the same. Then we get to that one. So I'm thinking it's probably a valve problem on this cylinder, like a valve intermittently sticking, or a problem with a lifter uh, intermittently sticking, or something like that. Something mechanical had to cause that cylinder to have lower compression, and you know, you can see it in the waveform with the dropout of the amperage, and then where this cylinder doesn't reach the same peak amperage as the other ones. There has to be some kind of, that had to be caused by some kind of mechanical problem. So that's my theory on it. I'm thinking there's a sticking valve somewhere. It's got a sticking valve, or a bad lifter intermittently sticking, or something like that. You know, it would have to be valves or rings, or you know, the lifter or lifters. You know, nothing else is really gonna cause lower compression. So I'm thinking maybe the intake valves on this cylinder are, or I don't know if there's one or two valves, but maybe intermittently sticking, hanging open. I mean, it could be an exhaust valve too. I don't know. You know, how to analyze these waveforms, but that was just my thinking on it. So I just figured I'd make a video on that and kind of show everybody that, and kind of give you my ideas and thinking about that problem on that cylinder, and kind of show you just like a lot more of the kind of stuff you can do with a scope to help you diagnose problems. You know, you can do all kinds of stuff with this scope once you learn how to use it and how to analyze these waveforms and figure out what it's showing you. So anyway, I thought someone out there might like this. But yep, I will talk to you on the next one.